Welcome to the second lesson. This time I want to show you my templates and all the settings from the tools I use on NinjaTrader. But I also mentioned you that there's the platform, to be honest, really doesn't matter what you want to trade. If you use MetaTrader 4 or 5, I recommend to use the cluster delta tools. The cost is like $7.50 per month, so it's not that expensive. This is also with data feed, yeah, so everything is included. So you have access to the footprint charts, to volume profile, to VWAP, and everything I use in my own trading. So there's really no difference. You can choose what fits to you the best. We will see anyway the same data on the footprint charts, the same filled orders. This is just my own choice that I prefer to have broker with the futures broker, and also use the exactly that platform as NinjaTrader because it's just I prefer this more. I spent last few years on MetaTrader, and now it's my big step forward. So do not be disappointed or something like this that I'm trading NinjaTrader and you are still in MetaTrader. That we will see the same data. Yeah, you can still trade S&P, GU, gold, Nasdaq, anything what your broker allows you to. So don't be scared. Cluster Delta created a new website some months ago, and here at the very first menu is great instruction how to install this step by step. That shouldn't be any difficulty here. Of course, if you will have problems anyway, please ask on the help channel or DM me on the Discord. That's always the best way, is to use the group channels, because sometimes I receive too many messages, but you will still get help. So here's a beautiful instruction, and also on the guide channel on Discord there are templates, my own templates for both MetaTraders, for MetaTrader 4 and also the newest version, the MetaTrader 5. So there are my templates, but based on GBP USD. Yes, I set everything for trading GU only. And if you want these templates, they are still available on Discord. So what I use now for NinjaTrader is called Mzpack. Of course, there are a lot of additional tools you can find on internet from a lot of providers. I just feel very comfortable with Mzpack, just by simplicity. How to use them. So you can find this on products, NinjaTrader 8, and packages. And this is the very first option. So about the costs, there are two choices which are recommended. Lifetime for one device, it's cost usually almost 400 euros. Or you can choose the monthly subscription as 49 euros per month. And this package includes all the tools I use, even more than I use. I use from here footprint, volume profile, big trade, and volume delta. So 4 tools, but anyway it's cheaper than buying them or paying for them separately. So that's why I downloaded the whole package, not just one by one. Okay, so let's go to the Sorry, I see here some button, free trial version. As I remember good, they offer this for testing for 14 days. And just please do not think that you can use this for 2 weeks, then remove this or uninstall, and then download again from different email address. It's not working anymore. They had this bug maybe last year, and for a few years people were using different email addresses to still have free endless copy of these tools. Now it's not working. They have some better security right now, so they just know your personal computer, some numbers or something like this. I'm not an expert, but you just cannot cheat them anymore, so better just to pay 50 euros a month. Good, so let's go to the platform. As I mentioned on the first video, to add the tools after downloading and installing them, it's very easy process. Just double click what you downloaded and everything will go automatically. By indicators, here on top will appear Mzpack directory, and there are all the tools. So by adding them, same with the price line indicator or bar time indicator, simply add all what you need. I use on my main chart 4 tools: 2 volume delta, big trade, and volume profile. Yeah, so let's go with the first one, because by default they have almost every single option is enabled, so really the chart can look messy. Too many unnecessary things are running. So the first of all, I use volume profile on a daily basis. You can choose a lot of options from here. I usually switch between daily and a custom. But if you want to choose custom, just to measure some waves, some bigger moves if you want, please do not forget to check this one area. It is on the volume profile category, because here by default it is set to left control and mouse. Yeah, so if you will click left control and mouse, you will be able to put the view up wherever you want, not view up, sorry, volume profile wherever you want, but also the same button is to move the charts from left to the right, up and down, yes, mentioned on the first video. So it's, if you want to use custom, just change this. I use left alt. Just to not be disappointed what is going on right now, yeah, that you have custom volume profile and you cannot move the chart anymore. So that's the first thing I was struggling in when I first time used this, and I didn't know what's going on, and then I found this option at the end of the volume profile category. Just small tip. I use profile accuracy set to 1 tick. If your internet connection is lower or you haven't fast computer, you can use the minute. So every 1 minute the volume profile will be updated. But to get instant data, I have chosen it to the tick. By default, you have borders. I switch this off because these are making another lines and horizontal and vertical lines on the chart, and there's too many markups then. Okay. Next, I don't use TPO levels. I never use them. I cannot read them. I don't know how to read this. So, with all honesty, I just switch this off. I don't need this in my trading. By volume profile type, there's also nice list. Simple volume or volume with delta. As you can see here, I have the biggest area, the bigger area is volume profile, and the bars, the horizontal bars, is delta. I like them. I will explain this later on the course. This just shows me the exact level where could be potentially filled passive orders. So I use this volume delta. Profile view, it's up to you. You can choose ladders. It's messy. Yeah, I have area. I guess this is probably by default. This value area, some traders use 70%, some even 80%. I have this set to 68, as most of traders use. Just didn't change this. Yeah, lower you can change the colors. And what is here important? Yeah, I have switched this delta, of course, to see these bars. This is also important to have this on. Yeah, and that's it from this part. And volume profile levels. I have my POC.
Big trade.
I have my POC set to developing naked. Yeah, so I see all the time in which price level the POC changed. Maybe here is just still constant. Yeah, so I see some kind of steps. Yeah, some ladder. By default, there is just current main POC. So I just want to see the historical point of controls because it's for me very useful. This will be explained on the lesson with key levels. Then value area high and low. Yeah, I have this set to naked. Why? Because this will be the level will not be printed once the candle cross this. Yeah, so I can see some older levels. Also, like for example, you can see here, it was untouched for a really while. So these are good key levels, so I don't need to find them manually every time. It of course depends also how many days you have loaded on your chart. By default, there are level values also, but I don't need this. I just trading mostly visually. I don't need to see the price level. So less data on the chart is better, because anyway, I still have a lot of things on my chart. Can look a bit messy, but this is just my chart for markups. I'm executing my trades and only on footprint chart. This is what I changed from the previous course. Volume profile. You can choose dynamic, so you will see just the main VWAP, but I want to see also the first two deviations. The -1 as my blue level and the -2 as a green, and of course +1 and +2. So these are the deviations, yeah? 1 and second. On the previous course, when I was focused only on GU, I had here only second deviation and fourth. And so I prefer to have main VWAP and the second and fourth. Here with ES, I like just the first two. And that's it about my volume profile. You can also choose the stacked profiles, for example, to have on the right side the monthly or weekly, so you can use really multiple volume profiles on your chart. I am just a guy who is focused only on the current day volume profile and eventually the last 1 or 2 days to find the zones. So my settings are very simple. I turn off a lot of default settings. I just want to see the simplicity as much as it is possible, of course. Okay, so this is volume profile. Big trade. This is very interesting tool. It shows me the aggressivity of trades, how fast some big orders were placed, some big numbers. Yeah, for example, very simple example, of course. When I see on the footprint that in one cluster for 100 orders, I don't know if during some period of time there were 20 trades placed, by 5 orders, like 20 traders, different guys put 5 orders, and this made the 100 on footprint, or if someone put really 90 orders and just a lot of other traders for one by one. So for me, the aggressivity is important. How big order in short period of time was placed. And this also helps to define zones. So it's good for me to see
Big trade.
the aggressivity. I set this here, the minimum volume, to 100, and important section is extra filters and set to 4. What it means? That the aggressivity need to be tick by tick, 4 ticks in a row. I want
trade.
Sorry for this voice. I just need to later turn off the alerts. So 4 ticks, it means that the whole 1 point on ES is full of aggressive trades. I have same settings for gold, but different for 6B as GU. I have set here the 50. Yeah, I will write this. 50 here, and aggression like 2. So this is the difference, only one difference for GU. It means that I want to see big order just in 2 pips. But on gold I have exactly same as for ES. What is next? You can choose how you want to see this on the chart. Lines are interesting. Yeah, because it's visually maybe easier for someone to see. These are like support and resistance levels. You can choose how long these lines should be. But sorry, I noticed that it can sometimes be very messy if there is big volatility in the market and the levels are really appearing very often. So that's why I chose that I want to see them only as a small bars, because I can then visualize this on my mind that this is some important area without seeing another additional extra levels on my chart. There are also bubbles, but this is not what I want to see. This is very useful when someone uses depth of market and have specific template on his chart. So, for example, really thick charts, to focus only on the bubbles, not candles. This is definitely making a mess. And what I have here more, oh yeah, I choose that I want to see also the point of control of this big trade. So where exactly in this area was the heaviest order or the biggest one, yeah. So I have this as small dot. For me it is visible. I don't really need mass on my chart. Just want to this is just important for me for in my markups. Yeah, I have some, I can mark my area of interest, and then for example in this case 2 point of controls. But about this later, of course. This is just my setting, what I will use in the next part of the course. And about big trade, that's it. So most important thing for gold and for ES, it's 104, and for GU the difference is that here's 50 and 2. Then what I have on my charts is 2 volume delta indicators. One is to see delta. I didn't change anything then, just delta, which is placed here. And the lower one is same tool but set to volume. Yeah, we can change this here. And I also didn't change here anything. I believe that these are still default settings, so I can just switch this off. So I just want to see the biggest volume. This is why I use this this tool, and also what is important, the increasing volume, especially while trading gold and 6B contracts. On ES I am focused only on the high volume price levels. So it is all I use in the main chart. Then let's go to the footprint. Adding same way, yeah, from the indicators. There are a lot of options. I don't use also most of them. On the left side I have bid and ask. You can choose just bid, and on the right side ask. Here I love to see the delta also. So that's why my left side is with both data, bid and ask, and the right side I set the delta. So sorry, when I have bid and ask, all the sources are set to volume. And if we are talking about right side of the footprint, all the sources are set to delta. It is very easy to choose. Not a big choice. So yeah, and yeah, color mode could be solid, could be heat map. Too many colors. It is, everything is of course up to you. I wanted to show you my own settings. I use saturation, so I can see the aggressivity if the color is heavier or darker, yeah, or lighter. It's easier for my eyes. I don't sometimes even need to see the numbers, just the intensity of the colors. So then filters, I didn't change anything, and presentation. I'm not sure if this is by default, but I have chose this bar borders. Better for my eyes to see separate candles, not just numbers and candle, but also with some box. For me it's easier to read this. And bar stats. By default everything is switched on. I have just delta because this is what I'm looking for in my trading. My trading is called absorption based, so I'm looking for big shifts on delta. Of course, you can use this on by the statistics, which are here, this area below the footprint chart. Here I have just volume and also delta. I don't need anything more from here. Maybe someone like to see more data. On plenty of YouTube videos, I seen really guys having everything marked up. For me, these are not necessary data to read, to see this. I don't need this because also too much information can be read like no information. So I use only this option which I need in my trading. So I want to see only volume and delta, nothing more. And then imbalance. I have set my imbalance to 200. Why? Because I want to see at least 2 times more aggressivity than on one side than on the other. One difference here, on gold I have 150. Yeah, this is what I have on gold. But on GU and ES I have set this to 200. So this is the only one difference between two assets. And imbalances, I prefer to see them as by two clusters. If this happens one by one, then the footprint chart will draw the horizontal level. As you can, for example, see here, right? I will make this smaller. Sorry. Oh yeah. Here's some level. These are very useful, but I will talk about this on the key level section. It's for me important when I'm looking for entry and I don't see something important on the main chart, on the candlestick chart. Yeah, this is more in depth, so I use them very, very often. So 2 consecutive levels at least. So this is what I have set on all assets I trade. Good. And what next? I use also the absorption, but I don't want to see them on the candles, just as levels. So if this indicator will think that absorption is happening, it will draw green or red area. Yeah, if this happened at least in 2 clusters, one by one. And I have set this to 95%. Okay, and what's next? Yeah, I don't use unfinished auction. It's very controversial term. Some traders can be really very profitable using unfinished auction. I cannot. I don't use this. Yeah, just like here, this the first example I just see in front of my eyes. Yeah, that here should, this is called unfinished auction. Yeah, it's 0 on one side and 133 on the another. This should be called as finished auction and potential market reversal. Market didn't reverse, so I don't use this also as on my settings. But here, what is very useful on NinjaTrader footprint charts, I can see the point of controls. So I use them on candles. Yeah, I love to see the 3 point of controls. It's the best way when the best moment is when the 3 point controls are one by one. It's not happening very often, but it means the aggressivity also when passive orders are filled. But about this also later. So point of control on the candles, and also point of control like on the candlestick chart from volume profile. So in this case is this line, and it's also developing. Yeah. So I switch this on, and it's set same as on the volume profile. Everything for 68%. And that's it about settings. I don't use anything more. I have everything switched off, what is not necessary for my trading. Please test this, which visualization is better for you. A lot of traders prefer to see only bid on the left side and ask on the right, or bid and ask on the left and volume on the right, the overall volume. I prefer delta because this is one of the main criteria for my entries with my trading. So it's all based on delta. Thank you for watching, and the next lesson will be about supply and demand. So we will start learning if everything is already set. Thank you.